So I've Callen O'Mahony, who's
Yeah.
going to be competing at Crank this weekend. In fact, I really like what the guy is doing. I've interviewed Adam before, so I said I'd do a couple of interviews, and I want to find out a bit more about the jiu-jitsu scene. Thank you very much for joining me, especially so close to the event. How are you feeling with the event just 2 days away now?
Grand. Yeah, we got Worlds next week, so this is kind of just a warm up for me now. So just keeping, staying in good shape, making sure that I'm feeling good, body's feeling good, staying healthy. So this is just me getting ready for Worlds. I was in Paris last weekend, took double gold there. So just, staying loose, staying warm. So
Wow, congratulations on the two goals. Then
thank
now
you.
you're going to have another one and then straight into Worlds again. Do you
Yeah.
compete that often? Do you like to stay active in jiu-jitsu?
I do. This year's been tough though. I tore my shoulder earlier in February, and then I got in a motorcycle crash over the summer there, and I tore my wrist. Yeah, I was in a rough state there. I was hospitalized overnight. So my first time like really competing since February was probably Europeans there. A couple that was like end of October there. So I try to stay active when I'm healthy enough to, but I mean I have a long list of injuries that I've come and gone. So
Wow, like the motorcycle, obviously you're okay, and Jesus
yeah,
Christ.
yeah.
Um, and then yeah, because a lot of jiu-jitsu, like you talk about injuries, are they from jiu-jitsu or are they from everyday life?
Some of it really depends. So like I had a bone infection there in my finger, broke my finger, broken collarbone. The list goes on and on. It's a mix, honestly. Like I have a lot more injuries tend to come from jiu-jitsu and wrestling and whatnot, but most of it was combat related. But I have a few there that kind of lingered from me being an idiot in my everyday life. So
But sure, we can all relate to that. And
yeah, yeah,
it's just funny because a lot of people say you should try jiu-jitsu, Dave, and I'm like, one, I don't want to get bit up for a year before I can
yeah,
even progress, and
yeah,
two, while they're talking to me, they said it's the least one with the least like it's not as aggressive because you're not getting struck and all. I said, but you're
yeah,
standing there in a knee brace, your shoulders strapped up, and you're
yeah,
telling me it's safe.
yeah, yeah,
Uh,
yeah, yeah, yeah.
but like I'm fascinated. Like I do more MMA, but I love actually the ground game when it goes around because I wouldn't know it that much. I know your basics, that sort of way, and like when you get two
Sure.
good grapplers. So I wanted to explore it more. So talk to us about why you started jiu-jitsu, why and when.
So it was about 2 years ago. Honestly, I wrestled throughout high school, but again, I was wrestling for on and off 4 or 5 years about that, but I was constantly getting injured. And then the end of wrestling season came around, and I felt like free. I was like, oh, thank God, I'm so glad to be done. I'm like, I'm never going back to wrestling. I hated it. I hated it. I hated it. And then I got really depressed, and I was like, I mean, I've given like, it's year-round training. It's in the morning, it's in the middle of the day, it's in the night. So then I kind of, I was like, well, Jesus, what do I do now? And then my buddy's like, you got to come try jiu-jitsu. I'm like, that's gay. I don't want to do that. That's like, um, and then I tried it and I ended up, I walked in 1 week and I never walked out. So it's been 2 years now, a little bit more. And I'm just trying to just push I really love it, man. It's like really, 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 really like I'm obsessed, and I'm not too keen on, like it's a lot. Like it's a lot. Like I love jujitsu, and but like I show up every day, and I'm like, I got a smile on my face. I'm surrounded by people that I love, and it's healthy for me, I think. So
Yeah, it's a lot of people say that once they go, I would had the same reaction as you. No, that's it. Men going around in their
yeah,
pajamas, so to speak.
yeah, literally,
Um,
yeah,
But a lot of people say like that, they get addicted. And for the first couple of months, you're getting bet, subbed, not bet, but like
yeah,
subbed,
yeah, yeah.
dominated. What makes you keep going through that? Because a lot of people will be like, so that's not for Joe. Like, it's hard when you're getting defeated all the time, and a lot of people give up. What made you stay on?
Wrestling. So I think so I was in terms of wrestling, I was one of the worst in my room. My team was, third ranked nationally in all of America. I was just getting my ass kicked every day. And like it's just for me, jiu-jitsu, I kind of like even when it gets tough and I get those nitty-gritty matches, I kind of think like nothing will ever be harder than wrestling for me. So when I get my ass kicked, I don't respond as like, I want to stay away from that. It's like I want to keep going so I don't get my ass kicked. Like I remember I walked in first day. I wasn't trying to wrestle everyone because I didn't want to launch guys for no reason. And I just kept getting subbed and subbed and subbed, and I was getting not frustrated, but I was like, God, I just got to keep showing up and I got to keep getting good. And I train 6 to 7 days a week most times. Like I was going up to Dublin there on the weekends to train. I was flying over to London 2 weekends for 2 weekends straight there, Paris. I'm obsessed, and for some reason I just can't walk away from it. I don't want to be honest. So. something I really, really, really enjoy in my life. Good for me as well, I think.
Yeah, I could actually see the positivity and the enthusiasm
Yeah.
oozing out of you as you talk about, and it's actually really refreshing. Like you're going to Dublin, you're going here, and like you're saying, you're obsessed and you love it, and that's I love it because I think what you make of the community, because I think the BJJ community, I'm involved in like a lot of combat sports, and I think those communities are a lot more tight knit than let's say football, obviously American football or soccer or something like that. I find them very cliquish, they group apart, whereas I find the BJJ and combat sports kind of come together. You'll always get one asshole in the gym, or not every gym, but how do you find the community and how do you find it over here?
So I think jiu-jitsu is a very, very fascinating sport, and it attracts a bunch of really weird people. Like, there's the one side. I'll talk about the side that I don't necessarily like. Like, I beat a guy in Paris there over the weekend, and IBJJF posted the reel, and it got highlighted essentially, right? And he comes up to me after, he goes, "I'll see you next time," or like, and I'm just kind of thinking like that ego of like, you just got beat. You could just I shook his hand, I gave him a hug, I was like, yeah, thank you, but like. And I've had guys DM me and be like, I promise you next time I'm beating you. Like it's just you and me next time. That side of it I think is very almost discouraging and strange. But then you get people like you get really nerdy guys who are like it's like jiu-jitsu is like a puzzle with the human body. And I love meeting really weird and strange people. Like I come from a 10th planet gym, so it's like a bunch of weirdos there and it's like it's weird. It's really weird how you get people from all over the world. It's like for me, like I drove across 12 countries in Europe there over the summer on my motorcycle. And I was just stopping in random gyms, meeting random people every day. And the one thing, like we just got along. Like I'd roll with them. We'd have some really hard, scrappy rounds. They'd be like, yeah, come out for food with us, and they'd come back the next day. And it's like, it's not like that with wrestling. Like wrestling was always like, not my gym at least, but I know lots of gyms were always like, no, you can't go cross train. You can't go train in other gyms. You train at our gym and that's it. And if you went and it was almost discouraged. Where jiu-jitsu, it's like, ah, yeah, go meet people, go physically interact with people. And it's like really, really helped me make friends. Like I've never drank and I've never smoked, not for any religious reasons or anything, but just because I always never needed it in my life. And I think like combat sports and especially jiu-jitsu has really helped me like grow my social circle in a sense all over the world, man. From London to Ireland to America to France to Hungary. Like it's like really, really, really been great for me. At least it's my experience with it.
Yeah, there's a couple of interesting things you said there, so I'm going to pick up on them. The rest of
Don't,
you were saying, obviously, with the gym, you can't cross train. I think you see that a lot loyalty with MMA gyms as well, but the smaller gyms
mm,
I find here, I would encourage them to cross train because
yep,
you've got SBG and Fight Academy, which have hundreds of fighters. These smaller gyms kind of lose their top fighters to those gyms. If you
yep,
cross train, you keep them, and like you said, like life is about living, meeting people, and
yep,
for people to kind of pigeonhole you in one gym, like think of all the experiences that you might not have had if you didn't do that traveling.
fully. Yeah,
Like,
absolutely.
what was your highlight of that kind of name a couple of things that your highlight over that? Because I'm actually fascinated about this. You going across 12 countries.
So actually, it was just there over the weekend. So I can't remember his name. He's a massive fiend. He's a really big guy. He's a purple belt there. But like I trained with him 2 or 3 times. I was in Hungary there, and I stopped by his gym. He was really nice to me, really kind. And then he was just there in Paris, and I didn't get to run into him, but he texted me. He was congratulating me, and I was like, it's to me that was always like really strange. And like even there's this guy Hugo over the weekend that we fought in the finals, and I beat him like 2-0. Really, but one of the soundest lads you'll ever meet in your life. Really, really, really good guy. But like the funny thing for me is I was literally training at his gym 2 weeks prior to us fighting. And there was no like resentment. There was nothing like we literally walked off the mat. We went over to the warm-up mat, and I was like, "Can I give you a friendly piece of advice? And then could you give me a friendly piece of advice?" And we both just helping each other. And that to me was like I don't know very many people in the world who would get beat in a finals match and then go over, talk to that guy and try to help him. That to me is what jiu-jitsu is all about. And I love that side of it, man. I really, really do. So as interesting as it was me traveling around the country or traveling around Europe, I'm sorry. The most interesting part for me was meeting people, talking and interacting. Like that to me is worth any beautiful mountain view or any nice scenic lake drive, and it's worth its weight in gold to me. So
Yeah, like that you meet some characters and you might meet people that'll be connected with you from
yeah,
for life because
yeah,
of and his character obviously shone through there that like after
yeah,
you gave each other and I like that you gave each other a piece of advice because even though you won, there's still things that he might have said like you could have done
fully.
this and you could and being open and honest and being accepting of constructive criticism is like something that is really a good quality. And like I said, those guys that were texting, it's only me and you. It's like, don't mind them. Do you know the sort of way
Yeah, fully,
that's that's not
fully.
what it's about. Because I think
Yeah,
the way I look at it is if Joe tug of war, if you're one on each side, but if you both got on the same side and you have the same goal, it's much easier to pull that rope. So I think
I
that's the way
agree.
to go rather than have the friction. But how like you must have, how many times have you competed? Or do you
In
know?
jiu-jitsu,
Yeah.
honestly, really not that many. This year, I had geez, let's see. So it was one in February, Europeans, Paris. I did a super fight there. So including Worlds, I only have about six comps this year, six comps. But again, a lot of that was me being injured and I couldn't compete and I couldn't do what I wanted. But like, I mean, no, like honestly, I'd love to compete more and I'm going to. I fully plan to. Like, it's in talks right now about me going on a Polaris card next month, and like I'm like that to me is like I'm excited, man. Like win or lose, at the end of the day, I get to go out there. Had like with wrestling, right? Like I always really struggled because I was severely underweight. I was wrestling. I don't know. I can't do the conversions off the top of my head now, but I was wrestling 182 pounds and I weighed 116, like nine, something like that. And
Wow.
guys were cutting from 195, so I was underweight. And I don't ever remember showing up to a comp smiling, but every time I compete now, I show up, I'm in a good mood, I'm jumping around, I'm listening to my music, I'm smiling, I'm singing, and that to me is like, that's just fun, man. I'm just going out there to have fun at the end of the day. So,
Yeah, I could just feel it's just oozing out you through the screen
yeah,
into me, and I find it very infectious. I'm in a really good mood now talking to you
congrats.
about it. I'm
Congrats.
like, maybe I'll give jiu-jitsu a try because this guy's kind of convincing
Yeah.
me. But obviously you're going to be competing at Crank. That I really like what the boys done. I've interviewed Adam, and I said I wanted to kind of explore the scene more. So he gave me a couple names. You were one of them, and Charlie was one who just interviewed, and I can see why because they've been two so far. It's been a very interesting conversation. Obviously you want to be more active, you're out because of the injury with you because there's so many shows, tournaments, like this, a couple of invitations. There's one or two that are gone from the scene, which I kind of disappointed that they're gone. Like Grapple Kings was a really good one, I believe that's gone. But with the amount of options that you have here in Ireland and UK and further out, how do you feel as a competitor that there is that many options, because the sport seems to be evolving and just growing so rapidly now?
I love it, man. I mean, jiu-jitsu, the thing with wrestling, I think it's a very niche community. Like one thing, like there's no money in it, like there's no like winning anything. Like if you get to a college level, maybe you get sponsored if you're one of the best in the country. Where jiu-jitsu, it's like, I've seen blue belts go and win 5 grand at a tournament, and that to me is like, fuck, man, that's really exciting. Really, really exciting. Like, I went to Quantum Invitational it was probably about 4 weeks ago now, and I won 300 pounds. I got performance of the night. I won my fight, and they flew me out. They gave me a place to sleep, and it's not a ungodly amount of money, but to me that was like, this is exciting, man. Like it's like I'm getting paid. I'm getting like it doesn't matter. The money's not what's important to me, but the fact that it's there on top of everything else is phenomenal. I love that Ireland's like Galera's gym down in Cork. He's having a competition down here. He just had it 2 weeks ago. Like it's great. It's really, really good to see the community growing. And I think things like CJI, ADCC, IBJJF, and it's not just one organization running everything, I think is really, really good for jiu-jitsu. And it's exciting, man. It's attracting all kinds of people. You got judo guys, wrestlers, MMA guys coming over. Like I know Amy Scully's on this card this weekend, who's a phenomenal MMA fighter, but like her just stepping in the jiu-jitsu scene, she's like, ah, yeah, fuck it, why not? I think it's great. So
Yeah, she's elite. She's like a double world champion, and I'm
yeah,
not sure
yeah,
what belt she is,
yeah,
but I went to interview her and I watched her roll, and she's very, very good
yeah.
as well.
Belt don't matter, man. She's a fucking killer. So
Yeah, there's like you were saying there about getting the money, that the money doesn't, and that's it's like your hobby, but that's like the little cherry on the top of the
yeah,
cake is
yeah.
is getting the extra money. You mentioned
Mhm.
Galera there. Two boys have moved over to MMA. What's it like being around? Have you rolled with the Carmodys? How?
Yeah, man. So, I love. So honestly, I really like. I've always, I've known the comedies and whatnot, but I really started going to the gym this semester, and like, fuck, Shane's a brilliant drilling partner, and he's just again one of those guys. He's always smiling. He's always in a good mood. Might skip the warm ups and show up a little bit late, but he's always there having a good time. all the Carmonys, they're all lovely, man. And specifically, you want to talk about Carmonys, you got to talk about Stuart Carmony, man. You know, fucking Grand Slam champion in blue. He just won Euros, won Pans. He's going to Worlds now. He's unbelievable. But Stuart has been detrimental and like really, really, really kind of kicked the shit out of me, weirdly enough, given his size. And he's so fucking good, man. So good. And he's really helped me improve my game. Like I remember at Euros there, he called me out on something and he's like, I don't think that would have been a sweep if you wrestle up from the knees. And I was like, nah, that's definitely two. That's definitely two. And it ended up being how I lost my match at Euros. So if I would have just listened to him like a little bit earlier, man, but all those comedies, man, they're all sound. Really good fighters too. Even Sean, Stewart, and Shane, all four of them are sound.
Yeah, no, I've had two of them on, and because they've entered the MMA scene, it's hard to get
Yeah,
the
yeah.
match because obviously there would be people that can strike better than them, but if it gets to the ground, like you're going to sleep or your limbs getting ripped off. But
That's it, man.
that's the problem when you're so high level BJJ coming over. But then, like a lot of people have to understand, you still do have a chance if you can stop the takedown. You can, or
Yeah,
if you are decent at jiu-jitsu yourself.
yeah.
But it's a good transition over. What's your plans for next year? Like, are you going to travel more? Are you going to do, or do you just kind of just go off a whim and go, I'm going to do this, or do you plan ahead?
Um, Honestly, these last couple like few months here, it's all just been like spur of the moment kind of stuff. Like Quantum reached out to me like 2 weeks. I remember I was in Rome and I had just finished Euros and I was devastated by my loss. And I was eating pizza and ice cream and then they text me and I'm like, God damn it. So I had to put the pizza down. And like mid snack there. And then all of it's just kind of been spur of the moment. Like and then Quantum and then I literally booked my flights back to London the following weekend and like I'm just trying to get my name out there, man. I really, really am just trying to get exposure. In terms of planning ahead, I said my mother might kill me, but I said I do one MMA fight would be long-term goal for next year, and then just I want to go win a world championship. I mean, I'm going in what few days now, so that's my goal. I want to win Euros. I want to win Pans. I want to win Brasileiros. Like I want to go and I want to compete as much as I physically can. Doesn't matter the name, the brand, how big the tournament is. Just get me on the mats, man. So
Yeah, no. If you are looking to do an MMA fight, I do match for a show, so let me know
sure, I'll
your
get on
level,
you. Yeah, for
stuff like
sure.
that, and we'll match it in a fair, even contest, not a sort of way.
Yeah,
But hopefully your mother won't see this,
yeah.
and we won't stream it live. But no, I'm gonna let you go. But I've really enjoyed this conversation. You've actually put me in such a good humor after a
Grant.
long day because you're
Yeah.
so enthusiastic about the sport. But what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna give you. Is there anything you want to touch on before we go or expand on?
No, thanks for doing what you do, mate. I know it's a long day for you, like you were saying there before we started recording, so I appreciate your time.
Not like if you do want a subject, I'm in a good mood now. If there is something you want to touch on, we can go on further. But if not, you can give shout outs to people if you'd like to give shout outs. The floor is yours.
Uh Charlie Freegrove, man. That's the only person that really comes to mind right now. After Euros, I was like, I had a moment there where it's like, man, I'm not as good as I thought I was. He's like, no, that's not it at all. You just need to change a few little things, and he's really, really helped me, man. So I'm feeling like for Worlds, like I went into Euros and I wasn't confident, but like now I'm like, nah, I'm gonna fucking kill everyone. I'm gonna smash, and I owe a lot of that to him. So that would be my one and only shout out for now.
And yeah, I think you were the last shout out on his interview as well.
Ah,
So
grand. So yeah, there you go.
yeah, so no, I'm going to let you go. Best of luck this weekend, and I'm
Cheers.
actually very intrigued in you and your direction because of the stuff you're saying to me. I really find interesting and intriguing. So if you would like, I'd love to have you back on and follow your
Please,
journey.
mate. Yeah, anytime.
Especially if you're going across and doing all this mad stuff across different countries. But we will keep in touch. And like I said, if you like, I will follow this journey with you and we can catch up at
Perfect.
like every 12 weeks, 10 weeks, something like that. And just kind of how things have gone and how you expected them and how they've turned out and what your next plans are. But
I'd love that. That'd be great.
you've been an absolute pleasure. Thank you very much and
Perfect.
enjoy your evening. All right.
Cheers. You too, mate. Thank you.